Hello traders, Omar Westerberg with Lifestyle here. This video is an overview on Assist, Lifestyle Assist, and the version 117 which has just recently been released that can be used on paper trading, simulated trading, and also live trading mode. So what I wanted to do in this video is just go over a complete broad overview on the software and how to use it, how to get going with it. There are more specific videos on training on how to get your simulator set up, or your how to actually set your rules up, whatnot. So if you would like more specific info, please watch those other videos which are in the Lifestyle Members area at lifestylemembers.com. Log in with your username and password, or if you are a Trading Pits member, you can log into the Trading Pits website, where you'll also find trading support or support videos to use Assist through the pits. Now, before we start, please read this general advice warning. Understand that we are not giving any specific financial advice through this presentation. We are going to be looking at current market positions and how they are performing through my simulator account, but that is in no way to reflect an opportunity to buy or sell. You'll still need to use this material as educational purposes only and evaluate whether it's right for you with or without the use of a financial professional. Okay, so let me minimize that. Let's get started into it. I'm going to go from the beginning of opening up the software. Now I'm going to use the simulator as well. Now there's a specific order that would be best used to get everything going, so I would suggest logging into your simulator first if you are using the simulator, because you need to ensure that both of these programs are open before you open Assist, because they talk to each other through what's known as an API, which allows both programs to plug in together. So when you open Trader Workstation, log in with your simulated or live details, but I would suggest becoming familiar with your simulator first. Okay, so type in your information, let that load fully, and once that's open, then we will boot up Lifestyle Professional and let that load as well. Okay, so that's just booting up. If you haven't downloaded the latest version of Trader Workstation, you can do that on the Interactive Brokers website at www.interactivebrokers.com. There is also a video on how to download and install and make sure the settings for TWS are correct, because the API settings need to be a specific format to talk to Lifestyle Professional. Once your simulator or your live account is fully open, such as what we've just seen, boot up Lifestyle Professional, let it open up fully, and then we can then connect to Assist and get them connected together. Okay, so the software Lifestyle Professional is open. Now the purpose of Assist is to help traders follow their rules more congruently with commodities, Forex, and ETFs. Now Assist does not work with options or stocks at this point unless the stock happens to be an ETF. So once this is open here, make sure commodities or Forex is selected and you will see an Assist button up here. If you do not see the Assist button, then you'll have to contact us and we'll have to make sure you're registered for the Assist software. Click that. Now it's important that you click Assist when both the Trader Workstation software and the Lifestyle Professional software are open. That's without that it won't work correctly. You'll see it starting to boot up here, and what the first thing you'll have to accept is it may be behind the screen, sometimes it appears in the front. You'll need the API. This is it talking to Trader Workstation. You'll need to press yes to say accept the incoming connection. Okay, so click yes. That may appear on this screen sometimes, so just check, press yes to that, and that will then make Assist boot up successfully. Okay, so initially Assist will boot up in paper trading mode, which you can tell by this blue color, and also this paper clip up here. So let me expand the screen so make it full and give you an idea of the structure of the software and what everything represents. So up here, starting on the right, this US dollar, this is the base currency of your account. Now in paper trading it will be US dollars. In your simulator it will be whatever the simulator is. So in the case of that will change depending on what your base currency is. Why is this important? Is because Assist is going to help you calculate the risk. Now when you're trading foreign exchange or products that are in different countries, they may give you profit and loss based in that currency. So if you're trading the US yen, for example, you're going to make a profit or a loss in yen, and that will make calculating risk quite a lengthy process. But what we've done in Assist is just make it automated, so it will quote you the risk or profit and loss in your base currency to help you do it. And that's the whole purpose, is to help you calculate risk quicker and help you trading better. This little book symbol, okay, is part of what instrument you're going to be trading. If I click on this instrument panel, you can look at ETFs, commodities, or Forex, or this book will represent all of them. So currently I've got selected an all. Why does that matter? Is if you're only a Forex trader, then you may only want to have Forex selected, because that will make the whole software run faster, because you're only looking for signals on Forex, if that makes sense. So if you're a ETF trader, you may just want to be managing your portfolio through that. So that represents what instruments you're looking at, and this paperclip simply represents that you're in paper trading mode. Okay, this button here is the last update that the software has spoken to Trader Workstation. Now, given that this is in paper trading mode, it's grayed out, so that'll come alive when we go into simulator or live mode. Preferences, this is the basic preferences of the software. So if I click on that, this is where you can reset your paper trading account to a value, okay, and just gives you the information about your simulator and live account. The important part here is to see if you've got auto transmit selected or not, and that's going to be a big player when you get to the simulator and live, because without that selected, the orders won't transmit properly. They'll just place, and then you have to manually go and place them, transmit them. So up to you on your comfort level on that. The application tab is a basic customization. You can change the colors if you want to here, and I wouldn't worry about too much of this here. This is more technical for that time when it's needed. And the automatic scanning, you can have that on or off. That'll just show you the positions that are currently there when you first boot up the software. Okay, so that's done. Next we have all these panels across here, which are pretty straightforward. These are all in relation to the actual trading. So first of all, instrument, you can select what products you want to look for when with using the software. So this is like an overall software approach to what instrument you want to look at. Trade mode is straightforward. You want to be in paper trading, simulated mode, or live mode. We're in paper at the moment. If we wanted to switch to simulator, we click simulator. We'll do that in a moment. The rules area, this is where you set up your strategies for Assist to identify signals for you to execute in the market. If I bring up the rules tab, what you can do here, this will be available for each of the different modes. So you'll set your rules here. We're in paper trading mode, and then if you go into simulator mode, you'll have to set your rules again to make sure that it will work for simulator. And that's because you may have a different strategy, or in paper trading you might just have everything, but when you're getting serious, you may only have a select few products that you're actually looking at on the simulator, and so forth. To set up your rules is pretty straightforward. It starts with the portfolio, and this is where you choose what financial products you want to trade or invest. So we've got the commodities, Forex, and ETFs. You can simply click the title of the housing title here. That will have all of them. Now in here I'm just trading a basket, quite a few randomly picked, of commodity futures, all the foreign exchange pairs, and a group of ETFs, just to get it working into and using the Assist software. To select what product you want, you simply click this box here, as I've got here, and if you don't want it selected, you leave it out like this. Now, sometimes you can't select it if it's a duplicate product, just so you don't double up risk on the same type of market. This display symbols will let you, instead of seeing the full version, display the ticker code, whether that is your favorite way of looking at it or not. That's good for ETFs and Forex and whatnot. Just makes it simpler to view, but up to you. And these are all your order parameters, which you become familiar with. Market good till cancel. This doesn't matter too much in paper trading because it's not as relevant. However, it is for simulated mode. And the stops information is all based on the Lifestyle Professional software. So let me bring that up for a moment. So here, let's just bring Forex up for a moment. If I bring up the euro, I've got a stop set at 5-day times 2, and that across the board for Forex and commodities. This information based on this stop will be what Assist recognizes. So if you change this, Assist will change that automatically. So you need to understand that relationship between the two softwares. Okay, and when you select the individual groups, it will show up products related to either that currency or into the groups of, say, livestock that we have, and also in the different areas with ETFs. Now, the important part here is trade unit. Alright, so in any of these here, Assist, what Assist has done is it's helped you calculate your risk by setting the unit of increment that you want positions to gain or reduce. So what that means is, when we say commodities, let's start there. This is trade unit. What unit size do you want the increment to be? So this would be 1 futures contract. If I put 2 in there, that means when I go, if I put, that'll be 2 contracts per unit. So if I put 2 units on there, that's 4 contracts. Or if I put 3 units on there, that'll be 6 contracts, and so forth. So it's the incremental value that it goes up in. Now, you may just leave this as 1, which is not a problem. If you have a larger account, you may increase that. And commodities and Forex, it's based on, let me go to the summary here, on the minimum lot size, so 35,000 for the Aussie yen, and so on. If you wanted to specify what the unit was, as you can do that in here. So if I put 2 units on Aussie yen, it would then go up to 70, 2 times 35,000. So you may leave all of these the same. Where you probably will change initially is in the ETFs if you're an ETF trader. So if the unit here is 1, that's 1 share. So if you have a $20 stock and you buy 1 share, that's $20. If you've got a large account, you might put on 100 or 200 or even 1,000 shares. So your increments per unit you might put as 10 or 100, so either 10 and then move on to the next ones, or if you wanted it 100. So if I put 2 units on it, that means I would have 200 shares. And this just helps you define your risk, and with a bit of practice you'll find what works well for you and what doesn't. I'll show you what I've got set in the simulator so to give you an idea. Watch the videos on risk, and that will give you an idea on how that actually takes place when you're placing the trade to calculate your risk to set it to a fixed percentage. Okay, across the top we have the account parameters. This is risk, so you cannot change your size here. If you want to change the account size, do that in the preferences. Maximum risk on the account I've got set at 20. Maximum margin on the account I've got set at 75, and the maximum units open. So remember how we just specified the units? So this isn't contracts or size, this is how many units. So if you've got 100 shares per unit, that means you can put 10 units of 100 shares on as a maximum. You'll probably have this quite high because you'll want to not restrict yourself too much if you're still under your risk parameters, though it is another precaution. Your equity buffer here, this will give you 5%. As you can see the balloon here, it will keep 5% spare at all times basically. And your trading equity assumes pending orders will execute. Having this selected means that if you put on a potential order, your risk and your new value will be in the assumption that that order gets filled and has that risk on it at that moment. So that's the entire account rules. Then you've got commodities, Forex, and ETFs. This is where you specifically set your rules of trading. So for example, if I wanted to trade commodities in on a cross and out on a cross, I would simply have in on a cross as an entry rule, get rid of everything else, and have get out on a cross as an exit rule and get rid of everything else. Your maximum risk per trade, that's completely up to you. Let's say you wanted it at 1.5%, you put it 1.5. Maximum trade margin for an individual given trade on a commodity, maybe 20, and that's different. So this is how much you could lose on your account on one given trade, and this is how much capital you're prepared to use of your account on any given trade. And maximum open units on commodities, you can set a cap there if you want, but you most likely have that reasonably high so you can allow yourself to put the trades on when they appear. And you can trade daily or weekly as you see here. And you can set that different strategies here for Forex, commodities, the same principle. The only other difference you may want to be aware of is with ETFs, you trade them on a weekly and monthly basis. The others are daily and weekly. Okay, everything else is the same across the board here. Okay, so that's the rules area. Now, once you've set that up and you've got your preferences going, the next thing to do is you're all ready to go, and that's when you start to trade. So to show you how that works, I'm going to go and switch to my simulator mode so I can show you an example of what to do and how to work it from there. Okay, so now my simulator mode is now in play, and you can tell, number one, by the color difference, but also this representation here, which means simulated, so you can check anytime up here. Okay, let's now go into the trade mode. So once you've got it all set up, what you do every morning when the update is you click on trade, and something that's still happening, and we're still figuring this out, though it's still usable, is this little box appears. Now to get rid of that, simply just expand the software into the window again so that it fills the screen. We're still working on that one, but it doesn't affect how the software is used, so that's fine. Okay, so because I've been using this already in the simulator, it automatically lists my open positions here. Now if you wanted to get started and you've set your rules, you've picked your products, so all you do now is there's basic three steps. You scan for entries, you scan for exits and adjustments, and then you repeat that process over and over. When you first start, you're going to be looking for entries. When you have open positions already, you won't be able to scan for entries until you either exit or adjust the pre-existing open positions. So to scan for any exit signals and adjustments, I simply click exits and adjusts like this, and that will scan your preferences of what you've got. So if you've selected foreign exchange, commodities, and ETFs, which I have in the simulator, it will select all of them and run the scan from Lifestyle Trader. So nothing has come up, and so there's no adjustment for me to make at this point. When there is an adjustment, you'll see that it'll come up here. Now with these open trades or anything that is listed here, you can actually select these, and if you go into then order management, this is where you can take action on those open positions. So if I click order management here, I can then either do an adjustment or I can exit the position if I want to, and that will close out. However, if you just want to simply follow the rules, then you just wait for the suggestion to be made for you by Assist. Okay, so I just did another exit and adjust scan to bring up some results, and what we have here is a couple of adjustments. This is what it looks like when there is an adjustment to be made, and you can see that by what it says here. To take action on these, so these are based on my open positions, and it says to adjust. This will basically either reduce your risk or lock in some profit. It'll move your stop up accordingly so that you can stay in the trade. Given that I'm getting in on the cross and out on the cross, and that's my base rules in my simulator, that will adjust the stop accordingly. So once you have clicked on the ones that you want to adjust, click order management, and now this will simply go through those orders in sequence, and I can either transmit them automatically or go through any changes here. And it's an adjust mode, so I simply, if I'm happy with the adjustment it makes, in this case, check the stop price. That will most likely change compared to what it was from yesterday, and lock some, either reduce risk or lock in profits. So I'm going to send the order, and now that's done on the Euro US. If I want to choose the next product that I've got in here, I simply click this button, move next, and now I can adjust the Euro Yen. I'll send the order, and see this is going directly to the Trader Workstation platform, which is here, and so it's adjusting it automatically so that I don't have to go in here and do all the manual work of putting the trades on. That's the whole purpose of Assist, to be a helper or assist you in placing the trades on the Trader Workstation platform and calculating your risk. So let's go to the next one, Euro Pound, and adjust that, and also corn. I'm going to adjust that. So that's my adjustments made. There was no exits in this scan, so I'm happy with that. So once I've done that, I can now scan for entries. If you didn't have any, then you would have entries available to scan for. Now, what happens now different to the paper trader is this update button here is now available. It says the last time we spoke to the Trader Workstation platform was 5 minutes ago. If I want to refresh information now, I simply click this button and it will refresh, saying if orders. Why would you do that is if there's an order that says pending here, then you can click that and it will refresh it to make sure that it's if it's filled or not, it'll then represent that. Let's click entries and see what comes up as an entry possibility. Okay, so we've just finished an entry scan, and it's come up here with quite a few suggested entries, and most of these are on ETS, but also have the pound US foreign exchange signal here now. Now the reason these have come up is because of my strategy. So I'm getting in on the cross and out on the cross. So if I wanted to compare this, pound US, there's a short signal. All of these columns are pretty self-explanatory. Your quantity is the units that you have on, just the details of the trade, and the margin here, the risk. This is based on your entire account. So when it says 0 like this, it's either too small to represent in 2 digits, or we've passed break-even point. Okay, so let's compare that on the pound US. If I go to Lifestyle Professional, I will have a pound US short signal cross here, as you can see there, beautiful short cross. So that's why it's appeared in the scanner. So let's go back to assist. Should I want to take this trade, all I would simply do is then select the ones that I want. Let's just select pound US. You don't have to take all of them. I'm actually not taking these ETFs because of my margin restrictions. You can see I'm using quite a bit of my account already, and I won't be able to put too much more on, so that's why I'm not putting these. But for the Forex position, to put that on, I simply select it, then go again to Order Management, click that, and then here is where you adjust your risk. See how the current risk on this position per unit is this much. So if I wanted to get that to say 1% for my trading strategy, I simply increase the units to reach or reflect 1%, which would be, oh, there you go, directly onto 1. Works out well. So entry, transmit automatically. If I want to send this, I simply click send order, and that would then go in, and so it will be good to go. I'm not going to send this because I've already done this today, and this update, it's still picking up the same signal. So something really important is to not use assist again after you've already done the actions you already need to do. Once you've done it, then close and then wait till the next day, and that's the whole point of what Lifestyle Trader does. Okay, so I'm going to close that. Now, a couple of other things just to sum up. You have a visual risk or an impact analysis area here. Tells you what you're currently risking on the account, the level of margin you're using, and the open units that you currently have. So that's a visual representation there. And the next section is just simply to have a look at current positions and closed positions in your portfolio. So let me just bring them up now. And this is the same for your paper trading and your live trading, by the way. I'm just using in the simulator because that's got the most data that I've been using to represent it to. Okay, first things first, let's look at this equity graph here. This is a running tally of realized profit and loss of the trades that you've executed through Assist. So don't be alarmed straight away, because this is going to be the equity curve of profit and loss. You can see on my simulated million account, I'm down 49,290 as realized, though when we have a look over this side, you can see this is the pie chart of margin that is currently being used and in the different areas, and this current position will tell you the available funds that you have. So my total account was this when I first started, and I'm using, if we have a look down here in margin, I'm using this much in margin, so the available funds I have is this much, and it gets that out of the TWS platform. If you were in paper mode, it would simply deduct that out of the amount that you had. Profit, I currently have an unrealized profit of 56,043. So what that actually means is, even though I've closed these trades and had a loss of this much, I've actually right now have an open profit of more than that. So if I closed out all of my trades right now at market, I'd actually be in front, which is a good sign. Though I'm going to let them run because that's how our trading methods are working. Let the profits run. Okay, margin we've explained, and risk tells you the current risk on the entire account and gives you a percentage value here. It tells you the percentage values of each section, and here is the current list of open trades, similar to the last screen you've seen, but this is just again to give you a summary of the portfolio. So these are open positions. This equity chart here is of closed positions. So important to understand those two differences. If we then have a look at the closed portfolio part here, it will represent the information in this chart more specifically, which you'll see where the losses or gains have come in what areas. So these are all my closed positions realized, and that's why this has come down. and tells me the statistics of what has actually happened. So once I get this this winning streak on, I'm now in a realized profit that's made all of this back up. So if I start closing out these positions, you'll see this balance will start swinging the other way. And that's what it is about trading with an equity curve, and that's how it works. So Assist will help you track this information, and you simply, how to use it is just every day, just jump on at the update time, follow through, check for signals, adjust any trades, and scan for new ones, and go through. It's important to work out your risk prior. So this has just been a simple overview on the entire software. Again, if you want specific information, there are videos in the lifestylemembers.com area and the tradingpits.com area for training. So log into either of those and you'll find videos there to help you use the software. So this has been on version 1.17, and if you have any feedback, please send it through to us. We'd be happy to make it better for everyone to use, with our goal for traders to be more profitable. So I hope you have enjoyed the video, and happy trading.